She unlocked my door like she owned it. Jennifer Smith, president of our HOA, just waltzed right into my house. No knock, no warning. Stood in the living room, like she was the queen of something, holding a stack of legal papers with a big red stamp that said I owed 15 grand. Said if I didn't pay, I'd lose my home. Now, I know a shakedown when I see one, but Jennifer's got that kind of confidence that only comes from getting away with this stuff before. She didn't know it yet, but she picked the wrong guy, because tonight she's not the only one with a plan. I'll tell you something, I used to think my fighting days were behind me. Rex. My German Shepherd died in Afghanistan, saving 6 of us from an IED, and I buried him right here under the oak tree, full military honors, just me and a folded flag, and more tears than I'll admit. I figured we'd both earned a little peace. But there she was, Jennifer pointing at Rex's grave, waving those papers and calling it an unauthorized pet burial. Said I'd broken a dozen health codes and either I paid up or they'd be out to excavate him first thing tomorrow. That's when something in me snapped. This wasn't about rules. This was about respect and war. You know the worst part, I thought I was safe in this little corner of suburbia. 3 years of quiet thinking. I'd finally found a place where both Rex and I could heal. But looking at Jennifer in her too tight blazer and that smile that says, I always get what I want, I realized I'd been naive. She reminded me of those guys overseas who shook your hand and then tried to have you killed. She had that same shark look, like she could smell blood. The deputy standing with her, he looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. Probably a vet himself, judging by how he wouldn't meet my eye. But Jennifer, she was loving every second. Oh, I've researched your military service, Mr. Murphy. Very thoroughly. The way she said it, my skin crawled. How the hell does an HOA president get hold of classified military records? I'd seen enough bureaucracy to spot a real court order. Her paperwork was legit, signed off by Judge Anderson, Health Department complaints, the whole 9 yards, all filed while I was off updating my address after deployment. She'd been building her case against me for months, probably watching the place, snapping photos, waiting for a chance to move in. 72 hours, she said, like she was timing a bomb. Pay up or we start digging. I could see the deputy wince. I told her, ma'am, that dog saved lives. She just smiled wider, her eyes cold as stone. We can work something out, she said. But I could tell she enjoyed this. Enjoyed turning every safe thing in my life into a weapon against me. When she finally walked off, folder in hand, I noticed my own military number on the tab. Not public info. There were other names, too. I started thinking maybe it wasn't just me. I called the only lawyer I could afford, some guy named Robert, whose face I'd seen on bus benches. He told me 6 months to fight this 8 grand just to file no promises. I hung up broke and running out of time and found myself talking to Rex's grave like I used to during the rough nights. What do you think, buddy? We're surrounded. If Rex were there, he'd have taken a chunk out of Jennifer's ankle for good measure. But I wasn't going down without a fight. That night, long after midnight, I was outside the HOA office. Yeah, the one with the beige brick, and we care about property values, landscaping. Breaking in felt wrong, but after 3 tours, a basic deadbolt was a joke. I slipped inside, heart pounding, and started searching for that folder. The hall smelled like old coffee and failed dreams, typical government building. Then I heard footsteps, flashlight cutting through the dark. My heart about jumped out of my chest. Logan, what the hell are you doing? It was Mike Clark. We'd served together in Kandahar now. He's a cop, and he's looking at me like I lost my mind. Maybe I had. I explained what Jennifer was doing, that she had military records she couldn't possibly have. Mike looked around, shut the door behind us, and just said, "Let's make it quick. That's the kind of friend you want in your corner." We rifled through her office. It took 10 minutes before Mike found a fat folder labeled Veterans Project Profiles on every vet in the neighborhood, deployment schedules, PTSD notes, even family stuff, All the details you'd need to time attacks, find weak spots, break people down. Williams, Patterson, Thompson. She'd been building cases against us all, not just me. How the hell did she get this? Mike whispered, flipping through files. Money talks, I muttered. But this is something else. Just then the alarm started wailing. Mike grabbed a few documents, I snapped photos, and we bolted. Mike covered for me on his radio, claiming it was a false alarm. That's a true friend risking his badge for you. As we slipped out, I saw something that made my stomach drop. Behind her computer was a folder of obituaries. Not just Rex, but a bunch of service dogs from around the country. Who collects that? Who say to... Next morning, I knocked on William's door, showed him the photos. He was already worn down, fighting bogus violations, his face full of that tired, I'm done look. Patterson's wife was the same. When I explained Jennifer was targeting veterans, comparing deployment schedules, medical stuff, she called Patterson over. Soon all 6 families she'd marked were in my living room. Everyone had a story, fines for dumb things, legal threats, harassment. She was using classified info to hit us where it hurt. That night, Mike called with news Jennifer was calling an emergency HOA meeting, claiming we were a threat, hiring security, rallying the neighborhood. At the meeting, she stood up with her private security and those development guys in suits. Told everyone veterans were causing trouble, disrupting the community. The way she said documented histories of violence while staring at us, she wanted the whole room scared of us. The meeting turned into a circus. Folks who'd known us for years stood up for us, but the rest bought her story. Economic growth, property values, jobs. Jennifer sold them on fear and profit. Afterward, Mrs. Henderson, my next-door neighbor, found me by the mailbox. I saw Jennifer in your yard the other night digging near Rex's grave. She didn't see me watching. What was she burying out there? Or digging up? Police called a town hall at the station, treating us like criminals. Jennifer had everyone convinced, talked about break-ins, unstable elements. I tried to show the evidence, but all anyone heard was a legal entry. The developer stood up, promised a fortune if we'd just sell and get out. No one will be forced, but if you don't participate, your property value won't keep up. Translation, we'll crush you. Jennifer got what she wanted, a vote to sell only. Williams and Mrs. Henderson stood with me. Then Mike pulled me aside. Investigators found something. Jennifer's daughter, Emma, didn't die in a car accident 3 years ago. She died 7 years ago from cancer. Jennifer's been lying about everything. That night, I was in jail, framed for burglary. My mug on the news, Jennifer playing the victim. She fast-tracked the property sale while I was locked up. My house, the whole neighborhood gone in 48 hours unless I could stop it. Mike visited. Jennifer's not even her real name. She's wanted for fraud in 3 states. The feds want your help. Work with them, you get out, and we take her down together. I agreed. Got bail, went home only to find Rex's grave dug up. But this wasn't Jennifer's crew. It was clean professional. Someone was searching for something I'd buried with Rex. My family's medals, my grandfather's Medal of Honor, my dad's Purple Heart were hidden beneath Rex in a waterproof box. Whoever did this knew exactly where to look. Suddenly the pieces fell into place. Jennifer's whole scheme was about more than HOA shakedowns. She was targeting veterans with valuables, feeding info to thieves. The dog obituaries, the records, all part of a bigger racket, military artifacts stolen from grieving families. The 48-hour sale, just cover for a heist. We moved fast. I called every targeted family. With the feds behind us, we filed 9 lawsuits for fraud and harassment, enough to freeze all the property transfers. Jennifer lost her mind, hit me with new fines, threatened foreclosure in 24 hours. But the missing medals meant the feds were now running a full criminal investigation. Mike and the agents set up a sting at my house, waiting for Jennifer to try one last illegal entry. She showed up at midnight, gloves on, bag of evidence to plant. She stepped inside and found the feds, cameras rolling. "Good evening, Miss Walsh," Agent Morrison said. "We've been expecting you." Jennifer froze, eyes wide, her whole empire collapsing right there in my living room. She tried to bluff. You have no idea what this neighborhood is really about, but it was over. The agents arrested her for everything from fraud to conspiracy to federal civil rights violations. When they searched her, they found not just fake documents and weapons, but a little jewelry box, a hospital bracelet for Emma Smith, age 9, pediatric oncology, a photo of Jennifer, and a little girl who didn't look like the Emma in her story. So whose daughter had she really been mourning all these years? A year later, I stand at Rex's new memorial brass plaque, catching the sun. Kids from the school plant flags, parents watch from porches. This neighborhood feels whole again. The feds locked Jennifer away for 12 years. My family's medals were recovered. All the forced sales reversed. Williams got his damages. Patterson got his security lights back. Thompson got help with his yard. Mike trains police now on spotting HOA scams. Mrs. Henderson's the new HOA president, every meeting public, every dollar accounted for. Jennifer's story came out. Her niece Emma died of cancer, her sister in a crash. Grief broke her, turned her into someone who preyed on other people's pain. I even got a letter from her blaming me for showing her what it feels like to lose everything. I felt a little pity, but not forgiveness. Now, every time a soldier deploys from our neighborhood, we hold a flag ceremony at Rex's memorial. The kids who were scared of me a year ago run up to ask about military dogs. I get it. Now the pain doesn't make you want to hurt others. It makes you want to protect them. That's what Rex did. That's what this memorial means. That's what real heroes do. So tell me, have you ever had a neighbor cross a line you never thought they would? What would you have done if it was your dog, your memories, your home? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this story meant something to you, share your own. Because sometimes justice is just a bunch of neighbors standing up together and refusing to let go.